What is up, you guys? Marty McFly coming at you, bringing you guys the merch. So, let's make another round. Let's go to the record store. Let's head over to Rust and Wax Records for the 2026 Into Oblivion Lamb of God release party. See you when we get there. And we're back. What an absolutely great time doing this record release party. If you're not familiar, Lamb of God, American heavy metal band, released their newest album, Into Oblivion, this week. And across the nation, we are very fortunate that Lamb of God, amongst several other bands in the last couple of years, have been doing record release parties at your local record store. And in this case, I'm very, very glad that Lamb of God was one of these bands. Their newest record, Into Oblivion, absolutely smokes. It sounded great on the loudspeakers at Rust and Wax Records. And we were very fortunate Floridians because there were some states that didn't even get the record release party. But in our case, we had several record stores here in the state of Florida that were able to offer the record release party. And we had an absolute blast at Rust and Wax Records. The staff there are just so friendly and so nice, and you didn't have to wait around waiting forever to look at the additional merch that came with it. Now, in my case, I actually bought the newest record, pre-ordered it from Lamb of God's website so I could get it autographed, because that's probably one of the bands I've always wanted an autograph from, but never actually got one. And in this case, they did them as pre-orders. Well, Rust and Wax Records, I was very fortunate, was doing the record release party, and they said on their website, we're doing pre-orders as well. Make sure you get yours. They'll probably sell out fast. And I was like, well, I already ordered the vinyl because it's an autograph, but I wouldn't mind getting the CD as well, especially to support the store, show them some love. Rust and Wax Records is an amazing record store here in the state of Florida. They've been pretty good to me. They've done some great release parties in the past, most notably the last one I went to, which was Deftones, and the one before that was A Day to Remember. And when bands come in through and sign stuff, they have been in Rust and Wax in the past, most notably AFI and A Day to Remember have autographed records, and they go for sale at a very reasonable price. Rust and Wax actually does a good job of their pre-order prices and new release prices. So cheers to them, and shout out for taking good care of us metalheads. Now, the record release party itself was an absolute blast. It was so amazing to be able to sit down with metalheads and just talk, man. Just talk music, talk metal, jam to the new record together. It brought back so many memories of, I feel like something that we've lost and we're finally getting back again. Now, for me, high school, college, middle school, when new albums came out, you went to the record store. You went to your local. You went to Best Buy. You went to FYE, and you hung out. You played the new record. They used to have, headphones, and you'd be able to just play to see if you really like the album. In most of the cases, I already knew what I wanted, and I'd go out and pick it up. I'm not one that skips songs. I play the whole record the whole way through. I rarely ever skip songs. The only song I skip repeatedly over and over and over again because I really can't stand it is Share the Sunshine Youngblood by Emarosa. What a terrible song. It's just the the rhythm or the riff the guitar riff that they play in that song is just so obnoxious. I would skip it. Other than that, I don't skip songs. So when I know a new record's coming out, I just go buy it. If it's a band I already love, I'm going to listen to it, and even if it's a song I don't like right away, I'm going to end up loving it once I start playing it more. But it was so cool to just go back to a record store, hang out with metalheads. Everyone's got their metal t-shirts on. Mine, of course, I got mine from Impending Doom, so I had to represent the boys today. I should have worn a Lamb of God shirt, I guess, at the end of the day, but I did not this time. But it was just so cool to just be able to do what we used to do, man. You hang out at the record store, you're playing tunes, you're talking about new bands, you're talking about shows you've been to, new shows that are coming up, and you just talk shit for a couple hours. And that's something I've really, really missed, and just in the country in general. Being able to go to a record store for a couple of hours and just talk shit. What an absolute blast. The people at Rust and Wax were amazing people. They took great care of us, and there was so much merch. So I know you're wondering, well, you talk about merch all the time. Why don't you talk about the damn merch? That's what we're going to talk about now. So I did pre-order the new CD. So glad I got it. But let's start off with some of the merch. Everybody got a Into Oblivion wristband. Pretty nice, actually. Very, very happy with that. Next up, you get a 12x12 poster, and then you get the big boy. The big boy is being framed because I did not want to ruin it, but that will come up on the next video. I've already framed this. This is the 12x12 that comes with the, basically this comes with the merch bundle that they were giving away. I mean, everything for me was free. I mean, I bought the CD. They gave you one additional thing for ordering the CD. Everything else was free. And I was one of the first people in there, and they were so cool. They gave this to me right away, along with the wristband, the jumbo poster, and what's coming up next. But I really, really love this. This is like a really good piece of like cardboard paper, and it's like nice and sturdy. So of course I had to get that framed. That's going to go on the wall here eventually. Next up, they came with, and this is getting replaced immediately to go onto the record player, but the Lamb of God Into Oblivion slip mat. It looks incredible. So really, really, and it's got nice material. It's not like junky. There's no stuff on it. Feels great. This is going to be fantastic for the record player, because the one I've been using, I switched up every once in a while. I have a couple. I have one from an old record store I used to go to called Mojo's, represent over in Tampa, and then I have one from A Day to Remember. I have one from As I Lay Dying, and now I got one from Lamb of God. So I think this is going to be the next one on the rotation. And last but not least, in the merch bundle, and like I said, the big jumbo poster that glows in the dark, with or without a black light. It's like a 2-in-1 glow in the dark. That's getting framed. So I'm going to put that in the next video when I actually get to show you the autographed vinyl. Now this is the CD itself, Lamb of God Into Oblivion. It's so cool to be able to see this again. Maybe I'm just old, but I love seeing the parental advisory stickers coming back. That's freaking awesome. What I didn't realize though, as I was talking, I was like, well, do I need the CD? No, but I want to support the store. Hell yeah, do you guys have any left over? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, we got some more, and they're all autographed. I'm like, what? Okay. And sure as shit, man, their CDs that they got for the record store were autographed. So they have the sealed insert. So let's check it out. So far, though, I mean, this whole merch bundle is so much more than I could have imagined. These guys were so cool for taking care of us. I really am grateful that Lamb of God did something like this, and I hope bands keep doing this. I know there's a lot of other bands, like a lot of indie artists and like a lot of bigger name. I know like Taylor Swift and like a lot of these bigger artists are doing it as well. But for the metalheads, this means so much to us. And there it is, my friends, the signed insert from Lamb of God. They went autograph, and this is like pretty fresh permanent marker. It is so cool that they are autographing all of these for us metalheads. Unflippin' real, man. Makes me so happy. And of course, here's the CD. That's going to go in the CD player ASAP. What? Ooh, it's even textured too. Anyway, phenomenal record so far. A phenomenal record store release party. This made me so happy to be able to join in something like this and just be a part of it. Be a part of the community again. Be a part of the record store community. And for us metalheads, everything is about the people you share it with. Obviously, metalheads, we love going home. We love being able to play our tunes as loud as we can to piss off our neighbors, play it in the car. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the heavy metal community and the people around you, the people you mosh with, the people you listen to tunes and crack open a beer with. And this just gives me so much happiness to be able to go into a record store and just talk shit with your mates for a couple hours and just get back to being human again. I feel like, especially after COVID, people kind of suck. And thank God for heavy metal, mates, the thing that keeps us all glued together. You know, when I went to Sonic Temple last year, I really felt that feeling again. I was like, you know, I've been to shows over and over and over again, but Sonic Temple was like, damn, I still have the feelings I felt in the pit with all those people, just sharing the pit, protecting each other, having a great time, moshing for 4 days in a row, and just feeling like, man, this is happiness, man. Just sharing the pit with your brothers and sisters, and again, being able to do this in a record store. I know I'm droning on, but this really did mean a lot to me, and I'm so glad and grateful that Lamb of God is helping keep this alive, and our fellow record stores are keeping this alive as well. So if you got a record store near you, and they're doing this, give them a big thank you. It means a lot to us fans. And if you have a record store that's near you and they don't know about this and they want to get into it, reach out to them, see what they can do, because this brought a lot of us together here in Florida, and I'm really, really appreciative of it. The next one I think is at Park Avenue Records, D&J, which is in Orlando, D&J Records over in Dunedin. So a lot of places are still doing this in Florida, and wow, just an incredible experience. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you to Rust and Wax and all these beautiful record stores across the country that are doing this. And thank you, Lamb of God, for keeping the dream alive. Peace.